So let's start off by making sure we understand exactly what the question is telling us. So it says on July the 4th, this is the first date we have right here, says that Marvin had a balance of $233 on his credit card. And it appears, if we look over here to the right, it tells us about the transactions that he made during the month. So we're looking at all these dates, July 8th, 9th, 15th, 18th, etc. So these are all things that happened after that July 4th billing date that we have over here on the left-hand side. So the first thing that we need to do is find the finance charge on August the 4th. Notice here it says on August the 4th. So that's a month later after that July the 4th billing date. And it says to do it by using the previous balance method. Now the previous balance method means that you are being charged interest on a balance that you had in the past. The word previous means beforehand. So he must have had that balance before the billing date. So the credit card company, it's money that he charged on his card from the past that he hasn't paid off yet. So the company is obviously charging him interest for that. Okay, the finance charge is just another word for that interest. So we are simply going to use the simple interest formula to figure out how much interest he owes. So again, the previous balance is that $233. So we're going to put in $233 for the principal. R, of course, stands for interest rate, and the rate is this 1.25% converted to a decimal. That's going to be 0.0125, and T for time is going to be 1, because this tells us that the interest gets charged per month, and 1 month obviously passes between July the 4th and August the 4th. So only 1 month has passed. So the amount of time is going to be 1. If we multiply all of that together, we end up with 2.9125. And because we're talking about money, that means we need to round to the second decimal place. So this rounds to $2.91. So the amount of interest that Marvin was charged on the balance that he had on his credit card from the month before is $2.91. So that is the answer to part A. Now part B asks us to find the new balance on August the 4th. So a month later, so he had this previous balance of $233, as we already discussed. Then he made a series of transactions, which we've also pointed out that are over here to the side. So we need to take that previous balance plus those transactions into account to figure out what his new statement balance was a month later on August the 4th. So let's deal with all of the money that he owes. And I'm going to do that first of all by looking at the new charges that he put on his card. So he looks like he bought some office supplies, he bought a scarf, and he bought a toy truck. I skipped over this $130. I'm not including that in my total because notice that is actually a payment that he made. So we're going to deal with that in a second. So right now I'm just going to add together the charges. So 54 plus 22 plus $90. Okay, then we still need to take into account the $233 that he had on his credit card for a balance before the month began. Plus, we also need to factor in that $2.91 that he had to pay for interest. So these are all of the charges, all of the different things that goes towards what he owes the credit card company. Okay, the first three, again, are the different items that he charged on his credit card. The $233 is the previous balance from the month before that he hadn't paid off yet. And the $2.91 is the interest that got charged because he didn't pay off that $233. So if we add all of these charges together, we end up with a total of $401.91. Now, it does show us on his statement that on July the 15th, he also made a payment for $130. So out of that money that we owe, we are going to take away $130 because he paid the credit card company $130. So that now his updated balance, so in other words, what he owes the credit card company currently, his new balance on August the 4th is $271.91.